Ah, there you are. Welcome to the Black Quill. Come in, make yourself comfortable. Perhaps a cup of tea, a strong coffee, or even a glass of wine is in order. Go ahead, I'll wait. Once you're settled, draw your blanket a little tighter and dim the lights, because tonight we delve into the shadows where nightmares are born and whispered stories come alive. Are you ready? Good. Let us begin. Tonight's story, the horror of Shadowmere Lake. I never should have gone out on that lake alone. The memory of that night still haunts me, sending chills down my spine whenever I catch a glimpse of dark water. But I feel compelled to recount my tale, if only to warn others of the horrors that lurk beneath the surface of seemingly peaceful waters. It was a warm summer evening when I decided to take my little paddle boat out for a solo fishing trip on Lake Shadowmere. The lake, nestled deep in the mountains, was known for its vast expanse and unfathomable depths. As twilight faded into night, I found myself drifting further from shore, lured by the promise of a good catch in the deeper waters. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow across the lake's surface. The gentle lapping of water against my boat was the only sound that broke the oppressive silence. I should have known better than to venture out so far, but the allure of the night and the thrill of solitude had clouded my judgment. As I cast my line into the inky blackness, a sudden chill ran through me. The air grew heavy, as if some unseen presence was pressing down upon me. I tried to shake off the feeling, focusing instead on the gentle bob of my fishing rod. That's when it happened. In a moment of inexplicable horror, both oars slipped from their locks and fell into the water with barely a splash. I lunged for them, but it was too late. They sank into the depths, leaving me stranded in the middle of the vast, dark lake. Panic set in as I realized the impossibility of the situation. Those oars were secured. They couldn't have just fallen out. As my mind raced, trying to make sense of it all, I noticed something that made my blood run cold. The water around my tiny boat began to swell, as if something massive was rising from the depths. At first, it was subtle, a slight disturbance in the otherwise calm surface. But then it grew, the water bulging upward in a circle that seemed to encompass my entire boat. My heart pounded in my chest as I peered over the edge, trying to catch a glimpse of whatever was beneath. The moonlight barely penetrated the murky water, but I could see something, a shape, vast and alien, its contours defying any natural form I'd ever encountered. As it rose closer to the surface, I could make out what looked like tentacles, but not like any I'd seen before. These were massive icily as thick as tree trunks and covered in pulsating bioluminescent patterns that hurt my eyes to look at directly. They moved with an otherworldly grace, undulating in ways that seemed to bend the very fabric of reality. The water around my boat began to churn, and I gripped the sides, knuckles white with terror. I wanted to scream, to call for help, but my voice was trapped in my throat. All I could do was watch in horror as the thing beneath the surface continued to rise. Suddenly, a tendril broke the surface, water cascading off its slimy, iridescent skin. It towered above me icily, 20 feet in the air, swaying gently as if tasting the night air. More followed, surrounding my tiny boat in a forest of writhing appendages. And then I saw it, an eye, larger than my entire body. It breached the surface, fixing me with a gaze that seemed to pierce my very soul. The pupil was a swirling vortex of colors I had no names for, and in its depths, I saw knowledge and madness beyond human comprehension. In that moment, I understood true terror. This was no mere creature, but something ancient and vast, a being from the deepest, darkest corners of the universe. Its very existence defied everything I thought I knew about the world. As quickly as it had appeared, the eye sank back beneath the waves. The tentacles followed, slipping back into the depths with barely a ripple. The lake's surface returned to its placid state, as if nothing had happened at all. I don't know how long I sat there, frozen in fear, before the sound of a distant motorboat snapped me back to reality. As dawn broke, I was found drifting aimlessly, babbling incoherently about eyes and tentacles. They say I was lucky to survive, but I'm not so sure. The memory of that night haunts my every waking moment, and in my dreams, I still see that eye staring at me from the depths. I know now that there are things in this world, and beyond it, that we were never meant to encounter. And I know that somewhere, in the dark waters of Lake Shadowmere, something ancient and terrible waits, watching and hungry. And so, our journey into the shadows comes to an end, for now, but the stories never truly stop. They linger, waiting for the right moment to find you again. If you enjoyed tonight's tale, do you remember to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with those who dare to tread the darker paths. Until next time, keep your lights low, your blankets tight, and your mind open to the mysteries of the unknown. This has been the Black Quill. Farewell for now.